Drake foi completamente detonado por figuras no hip-hop depois dele se preparar para processar a UMG, alegando que eles usaram todo tipo de técnicas desonestas e ilegais para fazer Not Like Us virar um hit. Drake acusa a UMG de difamação, alegando que eles permitiram que essa música que suja sua imagem fosse lançada. Então, muita gente considera essa jogada do Drake muito fraca, principalmente considerando o fato de que quem começou a acusar alguém de alguma alegação grave diretamente foi o próprio Drake, quando disse que Kendrick Lamar abusa de sua parceira Whitney e que um dos filhos do Kendrick é do Day Free, que é amigo do Kendrick e parceiro de negócios. Hoje eu trago as reações de figuras do hip hop, algumas detonando o Drake completamente depois dessas notícias. E agora vamos para os salves. Quem quiser um salve só precisa comentar na última publicação na minha página de Instagram. Um salve Young Super, um salve Big Strike, um salve João Lucas Tavares, um salve Juvencio, um salve Toxic Beats, um salve Joelson Luiz Lopes, um salve Dirtball OG, um salve Young Mir OG. E vamos começar com a reação do radialista Charlamagne, mas antes mesmo do Drake começar com as petições, que ainda não são processos, apenas petições onde o Drake procura mais informação para de fato entrar com processos. Bem, Charlamagne já tinha previsto que Drake iria entrar com um processo. Em seu podcast, Charlamagne disse o seguinte:
One, what is the next move for Drake?
Lawsuit.
No.
Sue. Listen.
Why? He needs to sue all the investigators
No.
on Twitter have been pulling all the stories.
The investigators on Twitter ain't got to lose. Let me tell you something. Drake is half white.
Exactly.
Okay?
This is what
Y'all about to
talking
learn.
about.
Saying he's gonna
Drake,
go Karen?
Drake mama's side of the family is like, oh no, Aubrey. No. This man is out here calling you a.
Not
Listen,
Aubrey.
there's probably people at Nike. There's probably people at Universal. There's people that got real vested interest in Drake. That is a multi-billion dollar entity.
Yeah.
They're like, you gotta protect your name. That rap. Yeah. Call your cousin. Call your cousin, who's the lawyer. All right.
But then he just gonna prove Kendrick right.
Who said Kendrick was wrong? Drake knows he's half white.
No, I'm just saying of what Kendrick was just saying, how he don't know his black. Like,
He's not suing.
hey, like I can see him.
Depois de Drake começar com as petições, Charlamagne deu o prêmio de burro do dia para Drake em sua estação de rádio e detonou completamente o rapper de Toronto.
Donkey of the day for Monday, December 2nd goes to Aubrey Drake Graham. We was on vacation all last week, so I didn't get the opportunity to properly give Drake the credit he deserves for being stupid. But if you haven't heard, last week, Frozen Moments LLC, a company managed by Drake, filed a petition in the New York Supreme Court accusing UMG and Spotify of engaging in a scheme to ensure Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us broke through on multiple streaming platforms. According to the petition, Aubrey Graham claimed the label used dishonest tactics to increase the number of listeners for Not Like Us on Spotify and radio stations. He also filed another petition against UMG alleging defamation and claiming that the label could have stopped the release of Not Like Us, which the rapper said in the document is a song falsely accusing him of being Now, I told y'all back in May on my Brilliant Idiots podcast, I might have even said it here on Breakfast Club, I don't remember, but I told y'all Drake was gonna file a lawsuit. I told you Drake was gonna sue. He is a multi-billion dollar entity. No multi-billion dollar entity is gonna allow you to call him or and not take some sort of legal action. But here's the thing, the person who has the real defamation case in this situation is Kendrick's woman. Because Drake not only said Kendrick was beating on her, he said that Dave Free, Kendrick's business partner and friend, was the real father to one of Kendrick's kids. So if you're gonna accuse somebody of defamation, you must first make sure you too aren't guilty of defamation, okay? Drake saying that Kendrick defamed him is indeed the pot calling the kettle beige, but that's not even why I'm giving him Donkey of the Day, okay? I'm giving him Donkey of the Day because Drake is proving without a shadow of a doubt that he simply doesn't understand culture. I used to debate with my man Glasses Malone. Drop on the clues bombs for Glasses Malone. You can listen to his No Ceilings podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network. I used to debate with Glasses when he would say things like, Drake isn't hip hop. He would say Drake is not culture. Glasses would actually say Drake is Madonna. He's pop. He's manufactured. And you know, after this lawsuit, I have to say, I agree. Because Drake doesn't understand how any of this works. Number one, Not Like Us was very popular. Okay, it's still very popular. It was an instant smash. All right, Not Like Us isn't just a hit record. It's a rare cultural phenomenon. Records like that don't come along too often. Records like that can't be programmed. I don't care how much money you spend at radio or on playlists, whatever it is. When something is a cultural phenomenon, you can't buy that. Okay, you can't buy culture, Drake. Not Like Us was a cultural identifier for a whole coast. Drake doesn't understand because Drake is absolutely one of the biggest artists in the world. Okay, he has a cult-like following. Not just a cult-like following, he has some of the most loyal D-Riders on the planet. In fact, drop on the clues bombs for Drake's D-Riders. There are people amongst us who sit on Drake was sitting on the CN Tower on the Views album cover. Okay, but even with Drake's huge fan base, don't think for 1 second, whatever the label UMG was doing to promote, Not Like Us, they were doing the same thing for you your whole career. Okay, if one of those diss records you put out would have taken off and been a cultural phenomenon like Not Like Us, the record label would have pushed that too. How would you be clowning Kendrick right now if Kendrick said, UMG, you didn't have to let Drake put that record out accusing me of beating my lady. You didn't have to let Drake put that record out saying my child isn't really mine. I'm trying to get you to see why you look like a complete and total sucker, Drake. Okay, not to mention, once again, you are a huge artist, but don't believe your own hype too much because those same tricks you are accusing UMG of doing for Not Like Us, they have done for you your whole career. There was a time when Drake was on the cover of every playlist on the browser page of Spotify. Okay, they did it with Apple too. I think it was called Scorpion Season or something like that. And he took over multiple playlists on the same day. All I'm saying, Aubrey, is stop acting like you haven't been the beneficiary of record label technology. Okay, you being a simply because you lost. Simply because Kendrick Lamar kicked your lyrically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And anybody acting like this is anything more than Drake's feelings being hurt, you are over be exact. Okay? He's fighting the same war that Michael Jackson fought. Drake is taking a stand for the art and the artists. People who are running with that narrative would hold Drake's peas and shake it for him when he's finished. Okay, Drake has been handling this terribly since Not Like Us dropped. And please, let's keep this in mind. Drake, you're in this position because you tapped out. Okay, you chose to tap out after you heard Not Like Us. It was too much for you because you didn't have to tap out after the Hard Part 6. You could have went in the studio and gave us a bop. You the bop guy. You could have got with some ghostwriters, went in the studio and wrote a hit to combat Not Like Us, but you chose not to. You tapped out. Kendrick won. And he told you to squabble up, not lawyer up, but you chose to get the lawyers because you lost the squabble.
Antigo rapper e agora mais conhecido como podcaster, Joe Budden, disse o seguinte em seu podcast.
They don't care about nothing that he built his house on, which is, I got all the hits, I got the number ones, I have the run, my album. Yo, we made that. And your best music, we gonna run that up. Go make your mid. Go make your mid. We gonna put all them albums that we own, your fire, that same little algorithm trick you think we doing, we still doing it.
Deluxe.
Yeah,
5-year anniversary,
we got
10-year anniversary,
have a
20-year
blast
anniversary.
with whatever Honestly Nevermind did. Have fun with that. The label must ain't been too thrilled because came and went to. At some point, you gotta have something that stay, and they not gonna let nothing stay. What do you think is gonna happen with the Drake Party Next Door album now that he's got these suits out?
Brick. Cricket.
That's what I mean about him. That's what I mean about him. Party somewhere thinking that this is the best opportunity that ever happened to me. Wow, thank God this is happening. That happened in 2014, right after, if you're reading this, it's too late. Right after that, that's when that happened. Now, it's too late, and you only doing it, again, for your selfish, greedy reasons. That ain't about to help him, that's about to hurt him. Now it's about to get to a point, anybody that stand with Drake, the high-ups is just looking. Stand there if you want. It's over. They sending a clear-cut message. Yo, it's over. And Drake knows it, so I'm not arguing with nobody now. These suits say he knows what time it is.
So he's just going out snitching, basically.
Over the past several months, Drake has repeatedly sought to engage UMG in discussions to resolve the ongoing harm he has suffered as a result of UMG's actions. They have refused to engage in negotiations and insisted that UMG is not responsible for its own actions. Instead, they pointed the finger at Mr. Duckworth, aka Kendrick, insisted that Drake should initiate legal action against him rather than UMG, and even threatened to bring its own legal claims against Mr. Duckworth if Drake were to pursue claims against UMG.
Newsflash, that's what he wanted to do anyway, but he can't.
You can't do that.
But if y'all think the Karen in him don't want to sue Kendrick himself directly, then I don't know what game you're looking at. I don't care if they said, hey, go sue him. Guess what? That's jargon to you now. For me, that says even they lying to you different than they normally would. They not going to jump on that suit if Drake sues Kendrick. They've anointed Kendrick. You are going to take us to the next stratosphere. We're not jeopardizing that. It's the field versus you. It's over for you. They're just saying it's over for you.
If it's the thing for me is when it's over for you, you can go out a couple ways. You can just fade into black. You can just have a good career, or you can go out
in a blaze of glory.
Exactly.
And go grab barrettes and do a bunch of funny hairstyles and be seen with the white boy. I don't want to hear all of this shit. It looks stupid now.
Does this lawsuit, because from what I could hear in social media and in other media circles, people aren't making a distinction between him suing Kendrick and him suing the record label. People are like, yo, he's suing Kendrick, he's going out like a sucker.
No, Kendrick is not involved. His name's not listed.
No, I know, but I'm saying people are hearing it like all the jokes, all the stuff is still like he's suing Kendrick.
Well, stopped it.
Right. Does this ruin his, I mean, what does this do for his legacy?
Niggas on the internet talking about this is the biggest L since this bigger fall off than Ja Rule, which I think is a total slap in the face to Ja Rule. I think the audience owes Ja Rule an apology. Ja Rule was never doing this. Ja Rule was never playing this game. If you're saying that, you're not understanding the game that's being played. This fall off is monumental. Odell ain't called that in years. That really is over now, that relationship. Odell is out. He got his ring. He's not talking to you anymore. And I feel Drake, yo. I feel Drake because he has fair and valid points in some of this shit, yo. I've showed up for too many of y'all. That DeMar DeRozan is still in effect. Yo, you was in my house. I talked you out of depression. Future, Thug, Weekend. I found you on the f***ing street, you piece of but he done helped too many people. So now he's watching Since Not Like Us or Bot Like Us, whatever you want to call it. Since that, I'm seeing the tides turn in ways from places that I never expected it to. And it's up for all of you. It's up for all of you. And I'm with that willfulness and that conviction and that determination. I'm with all of that. I just don't think that he wins it because of the timing of this. But back to that whole facade about this is for the betterment of musicians everywhere. Most musicians, even if they're at the top of their game, don't have enough money to do this with the people they need to do it to. Even if they have enough money, they know that if they do that, their career is effectively over. So people are not rushing to do that. I applaud Drake because to me, this move comes off as, for lack of a better term, like bomber.
Kamikaze for sure.
Kamikaze. I think he knows it's over.
It's a good ending.
I think he knows it's over for him, and on the way out, I'm trying to take a few of y'all down with me, and hopefully the after effects of that could help somebody.
But it also gives him a better narrative. So now that he can say Kendrick didn't end my career. I went against the boss of all bosses for the people, and they took me down, and that's why my career is over. I mean, that's a much better ending. Now you can go down as a martyr as opposed to they got bodied in a battle so bad. It's not a bad ending if you want, especially if you're delusional.
It's not a bad ending if he's writing it and that's it. But he has to battle the optics of this in hip hop, and that is you.
And I think that was a miscalculation. I think he thought suing Universal nobody would give a but the way that tried it out and played out, it looked like he's suing Kendrick.
Nessa ideia de que alegações lesam a imagem de rapper. Em uma entrevista de alguns meses atrás, antes do Drake começar com as petições, o rapper do Reino Unido Skepta falou basicamente que Drake e Kendrick trocarem alegações. Basicamente ele falou que isso prejudica o hip hop.
When stuff gets said like that now, today, it's more personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's something about...
There was a lot of lying on it. There was a lot of lying. People was just saying...
There was one...
Shit. They was just saying shit.
There was one K-Dot diss track that came out and I was like, oh, this is over. Like, this isn't rap. This isn't a rap diss and clashing anymore.
No, they don't like each other.
This is over. Like, they don't like each other. It's clear. I can hear it. Like, I can hear it in his voice. He doesn't like Drake. When it sounded like you two just really want to see each other and do each other something. But because they are in positions where they are both
the biggest.
They are both really big, yeah, have major deals, major cahoots with major companies, right? Talking to each other like this is looking crazy. Like
that's a good point.
You're calling him a word, but this guy's signed to thing. So now how can they sign a man that is being accused of this thing? When I was clashing in grime, we never had nothing to lose. There you go. This is where I'm landing now. So when we're saying things to each other, you could call me anything in the world. I'm not gonna lose a Nike deal.
Right.
I'm not gonna not be able to put food in. That'd probably even get me more money because we'll go to the show and do the clash on the stage and more people are paying and rare, you know what I'm saying? So
the version they was doing was hurting.
It's hurting what we've built. It's hurting what we've all built this whole time, like you two, man. If you don't like each other, just link up and speak and just talk to each other, or don't speak to each other, but all this stuff you're saying to each other, for the rest of everyone else who is waiting in line for the doors that you've kicked open, these doors are shutting on us right now, bro. We're looking crazy out here. That's why I didn't like that. It was good until they started sounding so like it just sounded crazy, bro.
O rapper Timbaland comentou com o seguinte gift em uma publicação que falava sobre os processos e alegadamente depois disso Drake deixou de seguir ele. O jogador de basquetebol KD, que é amigo do Drake, postou um print da música lançada em 2015, 30 for 30 Freestyle de Drake e Future, e nessa música Drake fala: quando os superiores todos se juntam como um coletivo, com conspirações para acabar com a minha corrida e me mandar uma mensagem. Fori, você recebeu a mensagem? Bem, isso basicamente é o que o Drake agora acusa a UMG de fazer, conspirarem contra ele. O rapper Meek Mill basicamente acredita na teoria do Drake de que teve uma conspiração contra ele. Meek Mill disse o seguinte em um tweet: mas o Meek está viajando, ouviu? Basicamente, Meek quis dizer que quando ele fala esse tipo de coisa, as pessoas acham que ele está viajando. Bem, Meek Mill já se queixou de bots criarem narrativas falsas contra ele. Tyrese também reagiu às petições do Drake. Ele postou um vídeo de alguém que fazia uma explicação das petições e na legenda, Tyrese disse: eu acabo de acordar, espera, isso não é real, parem de brincar. Eu amo o Drake, sempre fui o maior apoiador do cara, sempre estou ao lado da costa oeste, mas eu não acredito que isso é verdade. Ashton Kutcher está nos trollando. Bem, eu não sei se vocês lembram, nessa treta Drake foi acusado várias vezes de mandar cessar e desistir para músicas de rappers. Rick Ross acusou ele de mandar um cessar e desistir para French Montana. Metro e Kendrick acusaram ele de mandar um cessar e desistir para a música Like That. E a resposta Drake falou: bem, agora parece muito credível a história de que o Drake realmente mandou cessar e desistir para essas músicas, pois agora Drake alega que a UMG não deveria ter permitido que Not Like Us fosse lançado, porque é uma música onde ele é difamado. Obrigado por assistir, eu sou o Denzel, fique com Deus, que Jesus te abençoe, tchau, até a próxima. Eu só tô focado em amores, nigga que odeiam, tô tudo na sala. Ela tá no dia, monte nem dava bola. Ganhar dinheiro não aprendi na escola. Acelera o carro, polícia na cola. Eu vou dar esse mundo da minha mãe. Eu tô hate, my nigga, tô sem time. Eu nem me forte, bloqueio teu shine. Pra ter minha vitória é ofensa. Entra no game, eu não pedi licença. Tua rua excitada com minha presença. Come on, nigga, right up. Eu tô com alguém a correr até do guapo. Broto na papi, manda pique no WhatsApp. Ay, yeah. Crocodilo na tia, bater com a cor dos amores gigantes na shirt.